Brilliant. Okay, so we're here. Hi, Bri. Hello, anyone that joins or listens back. Oh, look, we've got Becca the Bougie Bish as
Oh,
well.
excellent. Thank you for
Brilliant.
joining us.
Yes, thank you everyone that's joining. We are welcome to another little thingamajiggy we've done before a few times and only twice successfully recorded. David and I, say hello, David.
Hello, David.
He doesn't like it. We are going to be going through another sample box set, and this one is 2 out of 3 unknowns, but the third is still kind of unknown because it's been so long. But we do have a history with it, but we're not entirely sure with it when we get to it, which will be the first one anyway. We're not sure if it was the one that had the whelm or lacked in the whelm, but I'm pretty sure it's the one that had the whelm, but not as much whelm as another that completely lacked in whelm, as a deceitful whelm, underwhelm, lacking whelm, and quite frankly, pathetically whelmless.
Indeed.
And then there are others that were in that box set that were, because of the lack of whelm from the one that might not be this one that had no whelm, it had enough punch in the whelm that it whelmed me a bit too hard.
Next one, look down the whelming rabbit. He will return them.
It's dark down. So we are going to be looking at a sample set I have called Compass Box. We had a few options. This was one Loch Lomond, Tomatin. We had a Four Corners of Scotland, but we didn't want to go too heavy. So we wanted to go trilogy only, because that means that we can, tomorrow he's going paddleboarding and doing some lame ass shit while I work on YouTube stuff. And resist the urge.
Moves.
Intrusive thoughts. Like on the
I
boat.
don't know which bit moves. It's
literally these.
Yeah, I know, but it's the top bar where I put my feet that's moving.
No, it's your feet touching the bits on the ends. Now, we are going to be looking at Compass Box. We don't know much about Compass Box.
No,
we really don't. And they do make some really nice looking bottles. They all sit around the same price, between £40 to £50. I fumbled that. I'll say it again. Between £40 and £50. But the names are what really set them apart. Because, like indie bands, they can't help but start with the. Although, if these were names of bands, The Peat Monster, The Spice Tree, The Story of the Spaniard.
Yeah.
I hope The Story of the Spaniard is an incest story.
That sounds like a spin-off for an Ailstorm type of.
I mean, it could be a wooden leg thing.
Yeah.
Or it could be a tribute to the Borgia family.
True.
The Spice Tree, I changed to The Spice Road, because I think it's funnier. And the Peat Monster could be just a friend they have called Pete that liked the song Monster from the Automatic.
Yes.
And is now no longer with us because no one likes that song and no one likes that Pete. We're not doing it in that order, though. We're going to be starting with the Peat Monster, because it's the one on the left, I believe, and working our way across. We have some tasting notes posted somewhere, so we'll be able to have a little, we'll show you and tell you a little bit about what we know of them and what we think of them. Is there anything David does know about Compass Box?
Only that we've had one of them before.
Although
as part of a sample set, and we can't really remember when it was as good or bad. But
yeah, so
they look quite fancy. Basically, all I know.
Since we're going to start with the one on the left called the Peat Monster. Back when I lived in Norwich, we used to buy sample sets, and we would just go through them from Master and Malt. A 5-box. We sometimes made them, but there was one. It was an Isla one, and it had Bunnahabhain, it had Big Pete, it had Peat Monster, and it had 2 others.
I think it was specifically a peaty Isla. Pete.
I will.
One,
you know what? Pointless correction, but we'll take it anyway. Anyway, when we went through it, one of them really disappointed, and I think it was the Bunnahabhain Storada, because I'm convinced that was how I first encountered Bunnahabhain, and it wasn't peated, which confused me, which is why I thought it was an Isla, because I remember the Bunnahabhain but it had a weird name after it, and it might have been the Storada.
Yeah.
Whereas the standard Bunnahabhain really is the Twelve. So I was really confused. And then I went straight to another one, which I think was Big Pete, and Big Pete blew my brains out a little bit, and I had to stop because I almost gagged. Because it was, again, you go into something with not getting the flavours you're expecting, and then you get something that has all the flavours, and it was like, okay, hold up, take a moment. This is like going from a glass of... Well, let's have a nice, really mild Isla, a really mild peaty whiskey. Name one.
Mild.
Let's go with that Penderyn...
Penderyn peated, it's not Isla, but...
No,
myth.
That's not the myth. Right, you go from that, and then you go, right, what's next? What's this?
Here's
What's this? What does 196 ppm mean? Is it like toothpaste? It's not very high. My toothpaste is 5,000.
Yeah.
It's that, basically. And so yeah, we were kind of, yeah. Oh, sorry, I forgot to pull the barracks up. I shall patiently wait. I am overwhelmed with the use of whelm. I'm glad you appreciate the whelm usage there, Bri. Please boot her slightly so she doesn't. My dog is scratching, but only doing it on the wooden floor part, so you might hear a scratch in the background. I do apologise. If you have to give her a treat, then so be it, but I'd rather you didn't have to. Yeah, she'll be fine. You're also talking down. Anyway, so we're going to start with the Peat Monster. We'll start with that. and we'll provide some tasting notes, and hopefully it shall be better than what we vaguely recall. Again, we've only had it the once, as far as I'm aware. I don't recall ever having it at any other point.
No, I don't think we have. I'm trying to get her to look at you for a minute so that she stops. No, not back in the corner, Fluffy.
Basically, Lizzie's being awkward now, and so I'm having to give her treats so she actually moves out of the way. Right, marvellous. I didn't want to give her treats, but she's being a bit of a mischievous little cowbag at the moment. What's up, David?
So this is the Compass Box Peat Monster. It's a blended malt
That makes
Scotch
sense.
whiskey, 46% volume.
So I kind of... Compass Box make me think of the boutique whiskey company.
Yeah,
I think they buy the casks and then they make like seaweed neons. I think that's what they do it like. You should get 2 full ones of that, so you should be able to just pour the rest from the bottle. That's very clear. So just for colour context here, I didn't get the images downloaded of the bottles, but the you've got the image obviously in the bar of the samples, and they don't do it justice. The one on the left, which is the one we're trying, looks quite dark, but it's not as dark as the other two. However, to look at this is to look at a very lightly coloured, very mildly coloured water.
yeah,
But it does smell like an Isla, so not as refined as other Islas, but good enough. Oh, you're okay.
yeah. Sorry, I'll turn it around.
Yeah, I was about to say, you really should just turn that around, or turn it 180 and you've got flip
Yeah,
over.
no.
Yeah, okay. This will learn you. Worst comes to worst, there's a different stool just where the Charmander is,
That's fine. This way.
or the Ottoman. You can move the couch in if you like.
We're a bed.
Won't fit in here with that. Your bed's
No.
too big, you posh bitch. Okay, I'll let that sit so the tannins can come out.
Freaking tannins.
Freaking tan. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, it's a very mild colour. If David wants to, he can grab pictures of the bottles, the Peat Monster from Master of Malt,
Oh.
because that would be a clearer picture. That's just an empty bottle. Or the
Very true.
yeah.
Bear with.
Also, you might notice on the image in the bar, the labels are quite big, so you can't really see the colour as much either, and the lighting in the cabin may not have helped, or lack thereof. Because it was quite dark in that image, wasn't it? I think that's a nighttime picture. Okay, you go do your phone call. David has a work call. Okay. Okay, so we won't, I'll get the picture instead, while David does legitimate work stuff. The story, the Peat Monster, where are you at? Come here, Hobag. Hobag, there you are. Oh, actually, the image is also quite mildly coloured. Yeah, it's genuinely... But I expect that with an Isla, you know? You kind of expect it in the sense that you don't really... with Islas, it's normally the bottle that deceives you on the colour. The more heavily peated it is, the darker the colour it gets, generally. I'll go to the bar. I'll put a picture there of what the full-size bottle looks like. It is, yeah, it's kind of that borderline straw colour. And it does smell quite nice. It does smell like a quintessential Isla whiskey. I kind of feel like with these, they are going to be blended, or I think all 3 of them are actually, with various different styles, which is a good thing. I think that this is a wonderful little experiment for us, because neither of us have that much knowledge on this particular distillery, so we can put these in our notebooks. Hi.
Yeah.
Shall we have a little sniff?
Yeah.
I've already got the bottle. I've done it myself.
Okay, crap.
I had to do something while you were gone.
Yeah. All right. We were supposed to be having some.
The charge is on up there. I'm only saying that in case you didn't want to charge your phone.
Is that a point it can be charged?
It will come on eventually. It takes a minute.
There we go. We were supposed to be having some of the night works done. We're supposed to have a guard come in to do it, stay in the store.
Fair enough. Oh, and
authorization to go home.
F in the barracks, Leona is unable to join us because she has to work an extra hour. Sadness.
All of the sad.
Thank you, Becca. Oh, I had to drink without meaning to.
Premature sippage.
Worth it.
What's the forfeit?
It's more sippage. I don't know. I'll put the tasting notes in, not the bar. Yeah, the bar, actually, yeah. This is the Peat Monster, a peaty blended malt created by the renowned John Glasser of Compass Box. The Peat Monster contains malt whiskies from the legendary Isle of Isla, along with a helping of Highland malt. The result is a richly smoky with underlying hints of fruit and oak. Also, the monster on the label looks like it's seen something particularly scary, which begs the question, what's scary to a monster? A muggle. What do you think on the nose?
It's nice.
The first thing I got was peat straight
Yeah,
away.
it's peat.
And in the very first thing in the tasting notes, peat. And it actually leans into a very particular Isla, but I don't own it, so I can't be certain of it.
So you're going to leaning that to being a Rulin?
Kalila.
Oh, Kalila. Okay. Oh, yes, it's your one.
Yeah, well, I do own like a
You
Rulin.
have got Rulin.
I just don't. I only have the 9 and the 11.
Yeah.
I don't have a standard. You have the standard.
Yeah.
I have the weird ones. You have the standard ones. What does David think of the? Have you tasted it yet or
No,
not?
enjoying it.
Okay.
It is very nice.
Sweet, fruity, and grainy. Well, it says sweet and fruity, comma, grainy. I'm going to be a grammar Nazi here. It's sweet, fruity, and grainy.
Yes.
Okay. The comma doesn't go after fruity and before grainy with a full stop after it.
No, someone wrote that and then was like, I could add this on. It was like, I've got 30 seconds to submit. Adds word, send.
Yeah. This is like me with the video earlier today where I was a grammar Nazi on how someone wrote the word your and they were directing it you are.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it's not then your, it's your. You know, apostrophe re. Come on, give me the right. Just don't be that person, all right? I'm a really good. Spelling is normally where I focus, but apparently I've become more of a grammar one as well.
Send to Ross Geller. Where you apostrophe re means you are. Where you are means you're.
Why am I, a guy who writes mostly in ellipses, being a grammar Nazi? Fam, I write how I speak. There are too many commas. Have a taste, David, because I think you'll be pleasantly surprised with this one. This does not, I don't remember this, but then this is also a case. We had this 14, maybe 15 years ago. It's quite nice. It would have been 2011, so 13 years ago, sorry.
Yeah.
Maybe 20, no, I've been working, so it'd be 2011 at the latest.
North.
Yeah, but I would have still been working, so near November 2011 at the latest.
Probably 2010.
Yeah, I
So
started
yeah, we're probably 13. Yeah, 13 years.
13 years, yeah. Still, it's a long time. Our palettes would be very different.
Yeah.
Very different. It says here on the palette, it says peat, comma, oak, full stop. Okay. Botanicals, floral, coppery, sweet smoky bacon, hint of papaya. All commas and soddle and. Like, bitch, of does not have. Just don't.
I don't get the bacon, but I mean.
The smoky bacon's an interesting one because I kind of understand that. I can, but it's a real aftertaste thing. It's not on the finish though, so the finish, I don't get any of the sweetness on the finish that they've mentioned here because this is like freaking what are girls made of kind of territory of roses and violets, sweet spice and everything nice. Like, fam, what are girls made of? They're made of peat, floral, roses, violets, sweet spice and oak, mate. What are boys made of?
Not the ones in this house.
Boys made of dog shit, mate. No, none of them are. No, we don't talk about that though.
Youngest nephew. That applies off and I'm the youngest nephew. Dog shit.
He likes playing with the dogs. He can't help it. No, it tastes. I like this one. I like it a lot actually. I'm very happy with that. It's very, very nice. There's no age statement. Great, thankfully. It smells fantastic. It tastes good. I don't know why we wouldn't have liked it back then.
It must have been the other one. It must have been the Big Pete. That was a cup.
Or maybe this is the one that I had after that, after the Bunnahabhain.
There were two, because we had, because there were,
Big Pete and Pete
it
Monster.
was one of either Big Pete or Pete Monster that we said was not the Pete.
But it had to have been, the one that blew me was after the Bunnahabhain. We had one of those two before the Bunnahabhain, then it was the Bunna, and then it was that. Sorry, my screen turned. Like, it has to be one of them, right?
Yeah.
I just don't know which one it is.
Order. No one tells me
I
what
would.
rank it is.
I'm pretty sure, annoyingly, David, I think I bought it.
Ah.
I can't, though, because it's on my oldest account and I can't find it.
Oh, yeah, because you've had about 4 different Master Mark accounts over the years, haven't you?
3. It might be 4, but it's definitively, I can guarantee 3. I kept getting locked out of my accounts. And it's annoying because one of them has the Johnny Walker Gold Centenary. I've still got the photo of the sample I bought. Like, fam, I should have kept it. Never open. No, actually, no, I wouldn't open it. No, yeah, no, this is quite nice.
Yeah.
I would highly recommend it. It sits around the £45-48 mark. It's won 8 Spirit Awards. And it's a good entry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Mild enough that, I mean, your dad's like it.
No,
It's
your dad
mild
neither.
enough, no. That people that might like peated whiskey or who do like peated whiskey will get.
I'd say yes, but only those that aren't like Isla snobs.
Yeah.
You know, the ones that are Puritans. There's always a gatekeeper. I think the more casual peated Isla sort of drinker will be like, this does remind me of a Kalila.
Yeah.
Okay, it's cheaper than a Kalila.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll buy that then.
It's about the same price as the 12. 12 is about 50.
Are you really going to buy the 12 then?
That's the standard Toledo.
Yeah, but they've got 25.
True.
Do you really want to buy the 12 or the 25 exists?
I
Why buy that? Seriously?
don't feel like 25 is
No, it's not on my list. It doesn't come in a fancy box.
one beer.
Not even joking. The 25 Kalila comes in a standard, like my Talisker, a standard box. I'm like, you ain't, nah. If you come in a Talisker box, like, or the Talisker, a wooden box, like a Redbreast 21, you've got my attention.
Jameson 18. Yeah.
They've got 2 different versions. I have the older version. She's trying to get on the footstool. Can you get her on there? Yeah. My dog wants to go on the couch or the footstool. If she's going on the footstool, she'll go on the couch. She might want to put the blanket on the couch. Sorry, David's going to have to... I really am sorry if the audio... We've been distracted. My dog is being a dickhead and decided she wants to leave the room and go sit on the couch, which means that the planning for us to just be here and talk has gone out the sodding window because my dog is being a bougie bish. I would play that audio Bri, but I don't know what you've said, and it'll also overlap in my audio and Audacity, so I have to be a bit careful.
You went out there, so good looking sad.
Oh, ignore her. Ignore her. Ignore her. She'll sit there. She'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Anyway, yeah, no. The Kalua's not on my list generally. There might be a Diageo if they've got new ones next year. You never know. But no,
Oh, there
I'm
maybe some special releases at some point.
my plan is to aim for something, but we'll see. It's us. Don't worry about apologising. I didn't say anything boomer moment. Oh right, fair enough. Fair enough. I'll apologise anyway because I've got to. I'm going to be faffing. The annoying thing here is I want to record the audio in one go without any interruptions. My dog's been a distraction. David's phone went off. My dog was a distraction again, and I'm going to have to faff with the audio unnecessarily because it's going to take me time. And I don't get the views to justify that, right? So
yeah, it's not like we get like 1,000 views.
no,
on this.
I get 20 views on this, so I don't want to be sat here for an hour doing that. Hence why this is going to be fairly short, you know. Actually, we probably should get finished with this one because we've got 2 more and it's been 20 minutes. So getting nearer to finishing this one anyway. It is really nice though. Very rich. Like, you know, last night the Amontillado was Amontillado Glenfiddich was quite thin but sweet and lovely.
Yeah.
This one's the other one. It's very full.
This has got a good mouthfeel.
This is full fat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Skim milk versus fat.
Yeah, except the skim milk in that was whelm, so it's fine. It had plenty of whelm. Yeah. This one feels like I see you're thin, but I'll raise you my chonk. This whiskey's a unit. It's also around the same price as the Amontillado. Oh yeah, Waddlesworth, yeah. Wrinklesworth, Wandlesworth, Wigglesworth. Yes, all of them. I do not drink dog.
Yeah, I'm enjoying this. This is
But I do expect there to be a Chinese whiskey in the future called the Dog, and it's going to be distilled from dog liver.
cool.
Times.
Going down. That's very enjoyable.
Very, very warm build up on the body, I feel. I can feel it building up in me, which is not handy when you've got the window shut.
No.
Because I have no choice. Neighbour's doing a bonfire and I didn't know about it. Anyway, if anyone had any questions of the two of you, do ask. We are more than happy to accommodate. Our plans this evening are pretty much this. So we're more than happy to talk about anything you might be interested in. The Spirit Awards has won all gold, so
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I saw that quickly and noticed they were all gold. It is the same for the second though. The Spice Tree, Spice Road, Spice Park, the Old Spice, Jerry Spice, Single Spice, Old Spice, yeah, Multi Spice, Lacquer Spice,
Five spice.
Paprika Spice, Smoked. I don't know. The best spice. I honestly, ginger, red, sporty, scary.
Speaking of spice, there's a shed load of chorizo and pepperoni in the fridge.
I just want to do the whiskey. I have to edit that out now. Your intrusive thoughts are doing that thing again of, but pizza. Handy thing about this one, I've noticed we don't need the standard like nosing glass. This has enough intensity that I've got.
You don't need to funnel it, do you?
I have a whiskey question for you. I have one for you.
Okay.
Do you think there will ever be a time where your dad would actually enjoy a peated whiskey or a smoked whiskey?
Based on you talking about the nosing glass, I thought you were going to say it would be a time I'd never get my nose in a nosing glass.
So just for a joke, I last year in passing I had a chance to enter a competition to win a nosing glass, but it's literally one that I even said to David, you can get your nose in this one. And he's like, what? I showed it to him, and it literally is made by Smokehead whiskey, and it's contoured around a ridge at the top, so you can put your nose into the glass like a gas mask. It's like, you know, the bottom part of a gas mask with the canisters attached to the side. That ridged bit that go, yeah. A glass like that. It's £120 for this glass, and I was like, you could win one. I'm like, if I win that, David, you can finally do what you've never been able to do before.
Nose a whiskey and a nose.
Yeah. It's 120 quid though.
Yeah, it's lots.
But anyway, the question: do you think you can ever? Well, let's start with smoky whiskey. Can you ever get him to do that? A sweet smoke, light smoke.
Possibly. I mean, I'm wondering.
Journalists.
Yeah, I mean, I'm wondering something like maybe Sweet Pete, Johnny Walker, the Ilton Bay.
Good on getting that. I've got an open bottle, and you should have got it when you had the chance.
Yeah.
But the Sweet Pete's a lot stronger on the smoke. Sweet smoke. Sorry.
Yeah, Ilse Bay, you've got is quite a light one. I'm trying to think
you're lucky more driving. Oh, fair enough, Bri. We thought we'd ask anyone that does want to chip in with a bit of conversation. We don't mind. Yeah, but do you think you can ever get your dad to do it? I reckon I could get my dad to do it.
We can. To be fair, he drinks a lot more whiskey than he used to. Yeah. So
your mum doesn't though, does she? Nah.
But it's something we could try.
Yeah.
And just be like, we like this. It's not too bad. Have a try. He has had like a mouthful of a couple of things I've had that have been smoky. He hasn't liked it. But he will give them. If I'm having a glass, he will have a mouthful of it.
When we were at your friend's birthday party and they were there.
Yeah.
your dad and I were talking about cask finishes, and he was like, "What do you think about all these cask finishes?" And the first thing I said is, "I think it's great because then you get to drink it because you won't drink the standard stuff because you're not a Puritan." And then that's not criticism. It's a case of you don't like the peated or the smoky. They were originally very standard whiskies.
Yeah.
So when they introduced like the cask finishes, they've given you a chance to get into this. Where do I get samplers from? You can get them from Master and Malt. I bought the Compass Box one from a website. I don't know where I got it from actually, but Master and Malt is the obvious answer. David will link it. I think you can get some from Whiskey Exchange. Whiskey Shop as well. They have a website for digital drams. You can get samples from them for like 25 quid for a few samples. Yeah, there are options. David will link some if you want in the bar for you if you like. Are you doing that now?
Yes.
Yep, David will do that. I'm going to send my drink because I want to finish it. YOLO swag fam.
So the main one we have used time and time again in Masters, they are.
That's where we started there, wasn't it?
So varied in what they have. They've got such a good stock.
Just the thing, they are incredibly outgoing. They've always helped us. Right, they gave him a box once for when you didn't have one.
Yes, I needed a box for my bottle of Johnny Walker Blues.
Yep.
My parents got me a cruise, and they basically said, "Yeah, we've got some. Just order something. We'll throw it on your order." So I spent 15 quid on samples.
I asked them on Twitter with a picture of a bottle that for years, I could not identify it. And we did eventually think it was Dubliner anyway, but I still wasn't convinced. And I haven't spoken to the person it might have belonged to in over 12 years. Not because we're not on bad terms, but because simply I haven't seen that guy. He got me into whiskey properly, to be honest. He was the guy. Yeah. He was the one that sat with us and drank with us. And he could handle it.
Yeah.
He could hold his booze. I just don't realise it. I don't get it. He did the absinthe for me, and it was great. He's that guy. But it got me to buy a bottle of Dubliner Standard and Dubliner Honeycomb. The Dubliner Honeycomb became a running joke with us because 2 bottles in a row were done within 24 hours.
Yeah, mine has not been done.
Yes, well, that was because you had hiccups and you were ill and busy with other things. We'll have to, next time we get a chance, we'll have to send that.
Yeah, it's in the swag pack.
Well, you can't do it
tomorrow this evening.
We can't do it tonight. No, we can't do it tomorrow night either, sadly, because Well, if you don't, I've got to stream and you've got the old fashioned. We'll see if my dad's here tonight. If he's here for the night, if he's here for the night, I'll cancel with Trubs. I'll see if we can move to another day, like Saturday or something. Anyway, yeah. It got me to buy Dubliner, but when I spoke to him on Twitter, on the Not Worth Cork Twitter, I sent the picture and said, "Can you identify the bottle to the left of the Fiddich 12?" And they even replied, "This has become a debate in the office." And I'm like, I'm imagining about half a dozen people going, "No, that's this. No, that's that. No, this might be a tequila. No, it might be a vodka." And I like this because it actually got people talking. And then they retweeted it and asked for help.
Yeah, they actually shouted out their community to say, could they get us some help?
Dubliner.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'll be honest, I think it is Dubliner, but I don't remember anyone owning Dubliner back then.
I can remember drinking Dubliner.
Yeah, it's such a weird, it's an odd name. It might not be a whiskey, it could be anything. I just don't remember. The Fiddich 12 I remember because it's my bottle from last night.
Yeah.
On episode number 12 of Not Worth a Cork, where David said 3 times,
"I like Glenfiddich,"
and then I made him correct it to Glenfiddich. He especially liked one of them, and a close second on another.
Hello, like the first
hello, Deutsch, gish.
Hang on, let me see if I've still got the Google Translate page open.
Hello, Yampy. Hope you're well. If you want to say anything, do speak to us in the barracks. We are here. We hope you're well. Enjoying your holiday, no doubt, with your cake and your cake and your cake and your obesity.
Yes, please send cake.
No, I've got Mars biscuits, mate. I'm good. I've got Belgian buns still waiting for you. All the cake. Yes, well, the holidays are for getting fat. David is obviously an exception for that. Have you sent yours yet, by the way, David?
No, sorry, I was too busy doing the...
Because we've been here for half an hour, and we've only done one.
Hang on. German.
Remember, I only get 20 views for this. He's actually literally on his phone trying to find out how to say something.
Deutsches Geschwätz.
Right, fantastic. He's called you that, not me.
Yeah.
I do not condone David's words here. I, of course, think you are mediocre. Bitch, I'm hiking all day. I need my treat. Well, that's all right. David, do you want to agua yourself? There you go.
Right, there you go.
Marvellous.
Agua?
Yes, brilliant. That was a good whiskey. I enjoyed that. Compass Box, the Peat Monster. It clearly wasn't the one that lacked in. Thing is, I remember us talking about Big Pete, and somebody on stream swore by it. What if neither of them were the bad one? Maybe it was Bunnahaven. that let us down that night.
Could be, but I'm pretty sure too that we've had the name.
I don't
like it should be PT.
Can't have been this one though.
No,
But then Big Pete gets bigged up. We'd have to get a sample of Big Pete now to find out.
we may have to. It's something.
Megan Day take a history lesson.
Yeah.
Maybe get the old friend back, get the old friend to bring a bottle of Anok and be like, "Yo, do you want to join us for some drinking?" And he's like,
Yeah.
he just replies,
Don't
Whiskey.
worry, MP. You haven't missed the Spice Road yet, and you'll never miss the Spice Road because we're not having it.
sadly.
Johnny Walker Travel Edition, and it's in my cabin.
No. It's also a colloquial term for a bit of fun in the snow. No, it's called the Spice something.
Tree.
That's what I said. The Spice Road. Tree exactly. No, we're going to be doing the next one. Yes, it is. The Spice Road.
It's time for box. What is it behind door number 2? It is, in fact, the tree.
I'll put a picture of it in the bar for those who are interested. It is another recipient of eight Spirit Awards, all gold. Sits at about £45 to £50. What is the ABV on this, David?
It sits at a nice, comfortable 46%.
We have a bit of a thing for 46. There seems to be like I see a lot of the annoyingly though, when you want a certain flavour, if you go with like cask finishes, the best ones usually sit around 40% because they've just distilled it and got the sweetness and the right. Like if you go with a sherry cask, certain like Oloroso, you want nutty, you want raisins, if you want Amontillado, you want very light fruits, summer fruits, yeah? If you want Pedro Jimenez, you want to be punched in the face because you're a bougie bish. Hi, Becca. Oh, that is very different. That is very different.
What the box small blurb.
What does the blurb say, David?
We are Compass Box. We make whiskey for the adventure.
Really?
Join us and we'll take you on a journey into the spectrum of flavours Scotch whisky has to offer. Once you start exploring, there'll be no stopping, which means there's no stopping us either.
What kind of whiskey is this one, David? Because Pete Monster said it was a blend of Islay and something else. What is this?
So Pete Monster just said it was blended malt Scotch whisky.
Yeah.
This one says it is blended malt.
See, I told you. I swear they buy the casks from like Braeburn or something. I think they buy it from Braeburn and make them.
The third one is also blended malt Scotch whisky.
Well, fingers crossed the tasting notes have something for us.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to pull them up just yet. What is your initial nose? Because this is not peated. Bit tart.
That's fruity.
Very fruity. A little bit tart. Very sweet.
Reminds me of something we've had recently. Not the Fiddick strain.
Not Fiddich's, no.
What one?
Talisker. I mean, might be a bourbon.
It's
I know what you're thinking. It does.
We've definitely had something that's got
Yeah.
that kind of fruitiness. Was it maybe the the January treat one? That was a while ago.
What flavour profile are you thinking? Tropical fruit?
Yeah.
Same Singleton 25 then.
Could be.
Singleton 25, its flavour profile literally says tropical.
Yeah, that could be that.
It says sod all else on the tasting notes. It just says tropical.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, we talking guava, banana, mango, what? Are we going pineapple?
Yeah.
Are we going oddly enough again bougie on the flavouring, or are we just going like the tin fruit cocktail?
Yeah.
Good. I do like those tin fruit cocktails. I just get a little tin and be like,
a bit of vanilla ice.
or get the peach slices and do that. Oh, my granddad, he was a dip. He put the tin in the fridge. I'm like, that's right. He was so good to me. He liked me because I was the only male.
Yeah.
So, fun fact: in my family, in my generation, I am legitimately the only male that can actually carry the name. My sister did have 2 sons, but technically, by marriage, they should not be allowed to carry the name. I am the last of it on my family because my dad has a brother. He had 3 daughters. My dad's 2 sisters did have a son and a daughter each, but were both married. I was the last one. My granddad loved me because of it. I may have let him down a bit. I'll put a picture of it.
Good, it'll end with you. How nice of you, How considerate.
Oh, I'm glad I'm not the only person who will end up childless, eh? Deutsche or whatever. Right, here are the tasting notes for the Spice Road. It says here, okay, Compass Box's delicious Spice Road was briefly illegitimate, according to SWA regulations.
Bastard child.
According to SWA regulations. After adjusting its creation, it is back and better than ever. It's a blended malt made from Highland malt whiskies aged in specifically made casks with new French oak heads. Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah. French oak. Normally you think cuvee. It might be that. I doubt it is based on the price.
No.
Can't be cuvee. But French oak, you get that with if you live it to 15.
Yeah.
You know, it's not uncommon. I think Pulsey does that as well. Either way, it is a Highland. That's where the tart comes from actually. That's a Highland thing. I said that with Morangi, there's a tartness with some of those that comes with it. Oh, good. Oh, yeah, that's your coffee. Thanks, Yems. Always there to uplift. It smells really nice. On the nose, Fragrant and aromatic with notes of dried herbs, spices, oak, and vanilla. Correct with the grammar and the spelling. Has a bourbon note to it. I was right.
Said bourbon, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the Angel's Envy.
And a peppery tang. We didn't have it on the stream though.
No, but maybe it's the Angel's Envy.
Might be. I mean, it does have that.
It's because it gives me a little like porty vibe as well.
There's a flavour here. Hopefully you'll notice it and you'll like it. No, but don't go through it now and say no to everything. You've got to taste it and work it out. You god. Don't be a sausage and ruin it for yourself. Don't ruin the adventure. Let's get to the end. Enjoy the journey.
Sorry, I'm clearly picking up traits off
everyone else.
Not one specific.
I don't think you're going to get it actually because I don't notice it that much. But it's something you like and I like. We both like as a snack.
Halloumi.
When have we ever had watched a movie and had that as a snack? Why are you being intentionally stupid? Hello, Hydra Ocean. Hope you're well today. Thank you for joining us, everyone that has joined. We are going through a number of samples of David's being a div because he's nearly.
It's got a bit of a bitterness to it.
Yeah, I think that's the herbal thing.
But it's very smooth.
Vanilla, yeah.
Not overly warm, like spicy, but there is a little build up there at the back.
So,
maybe like cloves back.
Hidden nut biscuits, toffee spices, herbal vanilla, very rich and peppery. So the thing is, the peppery thump, you think that mean some heat. I'm not really getting much of that at all. It's quite pleasant though. Very sweet. The finish says very spicy, big and rich. So I don't think that's for us because I think we've gone from the peated.
Yeah.
I don't think it's true. If we'd known this wasn't peated, perhaps the peated could have been later. But I like the idea of leaving the Spaniard and the Borgia incest story at the end.
Well, as I said.
No, we would know. We never got with the Borgia daughter name, which I've forgotten, Christina? Lucrezia. Yes. We were never as lucky as Cesare. Okay. Must be from Norfolk.
But no, this is very pleasant. It's very different to the previous one. But it's very pleasant.
Okay. That's cool to know. So I'll have to look at that another time when David's not here, if she leaves it up online. Anyway, should we continue with this?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I like it. It's not obviously the only compass box we know is the previous peaty. So based on the blurb on the box, it's obvious they do more than just the peaty, and this is definitely a very different.
I like the idea that it's called illegitimate, and they had to change something about it.
What it was that made it that way.
Well, I'd have to look it up.
Yeah,
you're going to have to talk while I look.
That would be interesting because if it's something like they haven't matured it for long enough, or they've used a cask maybe, or not used Scotch whiskey. But no, it's definitely different. But it's very pleasant. I'm definitely, actually, in some ways, I think I prefer this because it's a bit of a surprise.
The SWA decided this non-traditional practice, so how they made it, was not appropriate for the production of Scotch whisky, so that it was discontinued until several years later when they managed through a new production method to release a new legal version. A version of it, the OG version, it is considered rare, but it is still banned. And I've got a website link. It was 8R. So the non-traditional practice was that you used 195-year-old French oak staves that were inserted into the barrels.
Oh.
I will link that in the chat because that is interesting.
That's quite cool.
Yes. It's a shame we don't have that version, but I don't have access to a 195-year-old French oak stave. Is that just a stick or is that one of the boards? It's one of the boards on the barrel, isn't it? Was it? They said inserted into.
No, I think it's a.
Is that the cork?
I think it's where you'd normally put the cork, but it's like basically a stake that goes in.
Well, they've literally said they said inserted into, so it must be that part.
Yeah, he threw that away a couple of months ago. It hadn't used it for 140 years. It was just.
Yeah. Some beautiful crystal glass whiskey glass saved from my grandpa. Oh, nice. I'm very sorry for your loss, by the way. And I hope he is resting well. And I hope that you enjoy the gift that you got, Hydra. That's wonderful. And obviously, at the same time, terrible news. Not that you got the glasses, but you obviously grandfather. No, this is lovely. I love the fact that this has enough of a story. Yeah. So it makes me interested. I'm like,
so now I'm intrigued what the story of the Spaniard is.
It better be more interesting than that.
It is really dull. It's just one of our chaps went on holiday to Spain and came back with a cask, and we put the whiskey in.
No. He kicked out of Spain because he sat on a cask and he fell into it and he had to walk back from Spain with up his rectum. The stave there. We left the stave in the barrel and thought it added flavour.
He was on the grass.
This is delightful.
I like this.
These are quite nice so far. I'm enjoying these. How do we not own a bottle?
Probably because the only one we've had is the first one. Neither of us could remember if it was good or not.
Yeah, money. Money's always a problem. It's always a problem. Wait, were we asking for money?
Probably. We normally.
We are grifters. Yeah,
Yeah.
You're right. We do what we can. Times are tough, and David's birthday's tomorrow. I'm just saying.
Yes, I'm looking forward to spending £4 that I have received from
And
the,
go with the English
YouTube
money.
chat. Yeah.
I'm sure you'll, you add that to whatever you get in your birthday cards from your family, the many millions you get. You buy yourself one of those English bottles and never open. Because once your parents find out how much it costs, they'll be like,
Yeah.
why are you opening that?
Yeah. Someone is going to playing the thing,
Fair enough.
having the tour, it says.
Okay.
But yeah, for my birthday, I am going. I am going with Meg on a better tour of the English
The last one.
distillery. You know perfectly well what was wrong with the last one.
There was nothing wrong with that.
I could drink the whiskey.
I do not know what you're talking about. I had an absolutely fantastic.
Thank you to our backup secretary who has put into the coffee in the chat. Please do feel free to donate through that if you would like to give your birthday present.
Had a great deal.
Yes. Well, this time I will be able to have a great day.
Remember,
you can drink.
I remember trying to get into your car and my foot would not get over the. You hated your cars over the years. It was an Alpha, wasn't it?
The Alpha, yeah.
I didn't mind the Alpha. It was the one between the current BMW. The one in between that and the Alpha. You
One
had.
series.
Yeah, that was horrible.
You struggled with that one.
It wasn't. I struggled. It was the scoop, the seats.
Yeah.
Because my shoulders. No.
Yeah. Although this one's not the same. They're bigger. It's a bigger car, so it's less.
But they were proper. Like they felt so pronounced.
Yeah.
I hated it. I think the only issue with the Alpha was I kept banging my head on everything.
Yeah.
Anyway,
They had big doors, so you
back to this at least.
But yes, we shall be going to the distillery tour. We are being driven there, which means drink, and I don't have to drive back. And yes, we probably have some food at their restaurant. Apparently, quite nice. But it's a 2-hour tour. Well, I say it's a 2-hour tour. It's an hour tour and an hour of tasting.
Yeah, as long as they don't ask me to tell them anything, I'm gonna be like, I've just been paid to come here. You need to ask this bearded twat next to me. He's the birthday boy who paid for this. I'm just here to look pretty. As I'm not looking pretty, you need to go away and let me do my makeup and do my nails again.
Yeah, so let me just redo my face with your whiskey.
Smoosh. Moisturize.
Lip filler.
The opposite of moisturize.
Well, there's moisture in some form.
It dries very quickly.
True. May burn slightly.
Gets in your eyes, bloody well. Or up your nose. Oh. No. Anyway, we've been here for 50 minutes. We're going to have to send this one soon. Nearly 45 minutes, so we have to send this and get on to the last one so we can finish and go watch a movie.
Yeah. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come?
Pull down my trousers, stick the head between my legs, kiss my arsehole goodbye. Right, anyway.
Hey, dude, you gotta learn the words. Mike, you don't know the damn words either.
I feel like it's like a running gag with certain movies like that, like Rush Hour.
Yeah.
Or What's a Good For Thing as well. Anyway, I'm going to send this. Cheers.
Cheers.
Very sweet to finish.
Yeah.
Very sweet. I quite enjoy that.
It dries out and finish.
It does. That's why I'm actually looking forward to the water, to be honest. Because that made me feel really parched on the back of the throat.
Yeah, it's like nuke the mouth.
But it's not a bad dry.
I feel like that'd be a really good disinfectant.
A bit of an expensive one, since I could just buy a bottle for like $1.50 in Sainsbury's.
Give it to a niece who's got tonsillitis. See if that improves it.
I'm going to have to cut that out as well, because that would promote giving alcohol to children. Future Meg, yeah, cut this part, please. Here's the audio bit. Thank you.
And resume.
Right, yes, do continue. So we're on to the last one in a minute, when David finishes his poison.
El aguaro.
Yes, we will do that. Thank you, whoever it was that just sent a donation our way. I'll make sure David gets that as well.
If that was Yempi, that would be very impressive.
It was not Yempi, because no, it was not Yempi. Whoever that was, thank you. Do let us know in the chat if it was you. I will, of course, thank you. No, I did it. Right.
Thank you, Becca.
Bougie Bish Becker, thank you. I'll make sure David gets your donation. So his total now gone up to £16.
Well, thank you very much.
There you go.
Also, Yempi, if you would like to send me a more Lebkuchen this year, I will greatly accept. Do feel free to let me know if you'd like anything from Britain sent over your way.
Or just send him money and he doesn't have to suffer. I'm kidding, of course. It's fine. If you want to send him some cock, German cock, ginger German cock, you can. Now, the last one on the list is this. It's called The Spaniard and the Tree, I believe.
You're just determined to get these all wrong, aren't you?
I'm doing my best.
Compass Box, the story of the Spaniard.
And the Tree, written by Harry Potter.
Harry Potter and the Harry Potter and the Compass Box Spaniard.
Harry Potter sees Cesare Borgia shagging Lucrezia. Harry Potter nurses a semi. Harry Potter pulls out the wrong wand and casts Crucio and realizes he just pulled on the wrong wand. He's now in more pain. Harry Potter is down. No, this one, we know nothing about this either, by the way, just to be clear.
Well, I mean, it's got a picture on the bottle which looks somewhat of a book. So I'm going to say it's either like a scholar.
Must be a story.
Yeah, it's either like a scholar or it's a explorer or something like that.
We will know once I read the blurb part from the tasting notes. I do have access to them, thank you. The story is blended malt from the ever inventive Compass box, folks. It perfect for whiskey fans who love a well-sherried dram. Inspired by working on a whiskey with the Spaniard bar in New York City. I did my water first. So it's not actually a Spaniard thing, it's from New York City.
Oh.
A Spaniard bar.
Okay, I've been there.
Got busy, but sorry for any misunderstanding. It was useful. Word inherited wrong. I got right from Daddy just moved. Oh, right, my apology. I misunderstood you there. Inherited would ordinarily indicate a passing. My apologies for misunderstanding. And I hope your grandfather is doing smashingly. Right, yes. Anyway, yes. I haven't put the tasting notes in the bar yet, but it's a sherried one derived from New York City.
Okay, so bourbon sherry.
Basically. Yes. Yeah. So if it's Spaniard bourbon sherry, it's basically one that took a break halfway through to go and have a party, and then came back to maybe do a little bit more later on, and then went bankrupt because it didn't know how to do its money. Hi, Spain. You're not getting Gibraltar.
Ooh, definitely.
No, definitely not. Where are we going to go when we're old and grey? We need to go somewhere where we can retire without being put in a care home. Do you think my nieces will let me stay here? They'll have sold the house. They're so selfish.
No, your sister will sell the house by then.
We don't try. You and I'll end up having to buy a house then, won't we? I'll have to actually save up money and give it to you instead of the whiskey shop.
Well, this is the theory. We probably could look at doing that.
Maybe, well, nearer the time. I'm still using this in my office stuff.
Next year.
Good look at that. You can always get one of those flats nearer the train tracks, if you don't mind train tracks. I like trains too. They never run on time, so when it says it's like 9:15, give it 20 minutes.
And they'll be cancelled, and then you won't get a refund because you weren't delayed, even though you put an hour late.
But if I send them an abusive message calling them a CUNT multiple times and telling them the only reason they exist is because of government money bailouts, 3 days later, I'll get my money back. I literally sent you the picture, didn't I?
Yeah.
Like, I sent them the most... I'm not going to deny here. I'm a cock, but if you really piss me off, I will send you a very nasty message.
Look, one step at a time. We've got to get a house first and build up to the rock.
Oh, we could go with the TP. We could go with the TP tent. A couple of horses outside. Yeah. Peek their head in and say, like,
bonfire, roasted marshmallows.
Anyway, what do you think of the nose? I'm getting a lot of nuttiness and sweetness on the nose. Because sherry, it's what you think, you know?
Yeah, to be fair, same. It's light, but with a decent amount of depth.
There's something citrusy and actually ripe blood orange, toasted vanilla pod, a few hints of fresh malt in this is a very short flavour note. By the way, this one is not the most celebrated. It only has 3 spirit awards. The others have 8.
We could buy a lot of whiskey for the price of a house. Or we could buy 1 bottle for the price of a house.
So, if you had to buy a house, I then have to consider whether or not I do my madness in January next year. And my plan was to only do it next year and only then the years after only do one thing, not to save up for an entire year again.
Yeah.
I wanted to go out on a bang and just go nuts for 1 year. Because I thought this year was a real fun one, but next year I could actually do it. Shut up, Lottie. I could do it next door's dog.
That's a dog.
Next door's Chihuahua. I could do 1 more year of a really big, like, have a go. But then the years after, just scale it back. I don't need to.
Yeah.
You know, I've done what I wanted to do, which was just go nuts once.
Yeah.
Because I'm getting older, I'm going to have to start being sensible at some point. Okay, so it says on the nose, citrus. It doesn't have the nutty bit, which is a bit weird because I kind of.
There is a little citrus. I don't think I've had a blood orange, so I don't know what that smells.
It's very sharp, very sharp.
The sharpness. So
Shall we have a sip? Yeah, you were about to without me, weren't you?
Maybe.
This is 46.
No.
What is it?
3.
I was about to say it did taste weak, but not in a bad way. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a bad reduction. It is the weakest of the 3 though. In the other.
Nice.
Yes. But if I'm gonna pick one, I'm probably gonna pick that middle one.
Yeah.
And then the pink monster will be second. Just from that one sip, I do think this is really nice, but I really do think the second stands out.
But I'm liking the fact they're all really different.
Yeah.
Because it's good that we've got, I suppose, is the type of blender bottle or whatever that they are,
blended malt.
They don't have a core range per se.
They kind of do, but they base it on when they get the barrels.
Yeah.
So I assume these must have some kind of limited release to them, but they can make them in a large enough batch that they can make them at 45 to 50 pounds, which is actually a pretty standard price.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not bad. And they all look, the labels.
Good.
Yeah.
They are, they're all very tasty. They're very enjoyable for all.
Let's go and have a little look in the bar on the bottles. Like the spice tree is kind of boring. The peat monster looks kind of cool. The tail of the Spaniard. Did I not put it here?
You have put it in. No, you haven't.
I put it in the barracks by accident.
No, I don't think.
My mistake. I will go and get it. My apologies. I thought I had.
Yeah. But it's nice that there's.
Oh no, I have. I reposted them in the work server because apparently when I'd been in the main server, I left the app and it put me back on the work server.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Good old Discord.
Yeah, thanks for that. Right, here's the Spaniard, which looks a lot more. The Spaniard looks the business.
It's nice that there's so much variety in it because they're obviously. I mean, the blurb does say they've taken it to be an expression of what Scotch whisky flavour can offer, the whole spectrum of it. So it's actually really nice to see that that's what they've tried to do.
Yeah.
And they actually have achieved it because we've had three completely different whiskies.
Yeah, they're very different.
All of them good.
Yeah, first very peated, the second very, very sweet. And this one sort of swerves down a citrus path.
Yeah.
I do like all three. I'm glad actually that we did this one because now we've had them. I'm like, I don't regret it.
No, these are definitely something I think we're going to want to buy a bottle.
Yeah, I'm probably going to. I like the look of the Spaniard more than the others, but I will admit, Spice Tree is nice. And the Peat Monster, I do like the Peat Monster in flavour, but I don't know. I'm not against. It is a very strong whiskey in flavour, very very strong. They all are in their own way. Very nice actually. I'm quite impressed. You need to talk for a second.
So just dealing with the work jar involved. I'm actually just going on Master of Malt because I'm intrigued because they sometimes have 3 for 2 because I'm actually considering this as possibly a whiskey for birthday fire and birthday spent at the English distillery.
What a lie! I am, for those who are curious. I am.
There's
from
Covers Box, Orchard House, Covers Box, The Entertainer, Covers Box, The Circle, Story of the Spaniard, Spice Tree, Peat Monster, Experimental Grain, Limited Edition Art and Something, Delos Extinct Blend, Metropolis. They're like 250 quid.
Right.
Compass Box, Hedonism, Celestial. There's a lot of Compass Box.
For the sake of it, I have now sent David his £16 that he is due.
650 quid.
I will show it to him so he knows I've done it.
Go on to my wrong bank
right,
account. And,
right there.
Yeah. Nice.
David can confirm he's seen my bank statement. I have sent him
the wrong bank account and move it to the right bank account.
Shut up.
One day I'll have to give you the right details.
Yeah, you probably should. Shall we close this because we're getting near to the end? We need to start, winding. We've got to wind down anyway. It's been an hour nearly. We need to wind down a bit. I will say just because I didn't
So we didn't read the palette and stuff on there.
Oh, my apologies.
Sponge cake, chocolate chip, and raisin cookies.
Sponge cake was quite common with sherry finishes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Raisins, almond. Yeah. The finish: dry cherry, cinnamon, and menthol. Menthol, no. But the cherry, yeah, cinnamon, yeah.
Cinnamon, yes.
Bit of cherry, it's a tartness.
I wouldn't say the sponge cake particularly.
On the finish, you got cherry and cinnamon. Though. Maybe, yeah. Raisins is an easy, like soft, very nice, little, slightly bitter flavour, but not too present. Very sweet. Depends what kind of raisins you get, actually. Yeah, we need to wind down anyway because we have been here. Well, we've been recording for 57 minutes, and I have to go through this. I'm going to see if this is a good shot. It's a fairly sizable amount. It's a couple of Dave sips. You're a swag fan.
Dave will give you a clink, but we'll probably have one more sip before he swag.
Tell you what, there is not a single shred of burn on that at all. That is an incredibly sweet, warm, and smooth drink. What I mean is, yesterday we did Glenfiddich's, yes? Yeah. And they were ridiculously cool in, how they felt, which is really weird. Like, cool original, just, I don't get it. Like it's wearing a pair of shades all the time. This was warm, but no spice. And it's not building either. It's just sweet.
Yeah.
Really nice, pleasant, and welcome. Yeah. I quite like that. I'm not going to bother rating the 3 now. I'm going to retract my earlier statement based on that initial sip and just say all 3 are very nice as they are. David, of course, will have to finish his so we can confirm this.
So I'm just looking up the Spaniard bar. I'm trying to work out what the Spaniard has.
Question, David. How did you get into tasting whiskey, David? So, not how you started with whiskey. How did you get into tasting it? Because Jameson's story is very similar to me. So
yeah, I think probably it would have come from our friendship and Master of Malt and discovering that you could buy sets of drams.
So I don't remember if we bought a set first or if I bought the Johnny Walker Gold one first. So I got the picture of it on its own because I remember when we did that because you had the blue.
Yeah.
Because we were like, and then you poured the lion's share of that, and I was like, you got
No,
chef's.
that was later.
It was later. You had the chef's cuts of it, and I was like,
to be fair, you said, yeah, because my parents rang me from holiday asking me how I tried
Yeah.
it, could I? And I was like, well, like Meg's here, but yeah, we can do.
yeah.
Then you were like, well, no, you have more of it.
Yeah, it's yours,
But
yeah.
no, we started long before.
We were in the
because
kitchen when we did that as well.
we were.
We had herpes. We had herpes that night.
Yeah, we played some Magic. It was good.
Don't tell them that. We had herpes. We had the Magic 2015 cards and I got herpes in it. Remember that? That was when we had the Johnny Walker Blue. Pulled out my pre-order packet. I gave you the packet and I opened mine. It had herpes in it. I was like, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
How did you get into tasting whiskey?
So I think it came from the fact that I'd ordered a couple of bottles of Master of Malt, and I'd found that they did the sample sets.
Yeah.
So when we started hanging out,
Must have been from
and
you then to me.
you had some whiskey, and you sort of like you didn't mind it.
Yeah.
I think I then bought one as a set to try,
Yeah.
and we were like, well, we'll do play squash, have some food,
Yeah.
have some whiskey.
Rotate at whose
Try
house.
these. Yeah.
See, we had to be a bit careful here. So if we did the squash and then ate at my house, it's battle royale. Okay, we could drink until early hours and be fine, be as loud as we want because no one gives a shit. Right? My house, one housemate's guaranteed to join.
Yeah.
Actually, 2 were guaranteed to join. The other 2 were too busy in their room playing World of Warcraft and shouting at each other over headsets.
Not
Yeah.
set.
Well, that's only because they didn't want anyone to hear it. But they did get pregnant there, though.
Yeah.
That was weird. But then if we went to David's, we could get hammered, but we had to obey certain rules. First of all, I wasn't allowed to hit David. It was an early established rule because I was far too heavy-handed. He literally said, please don't hit me, it hurts. And we couldn't swear, which is fine. I don't mind. It's not an issue. And the third one was we kind of had to turn the volume down.
Yeah, we had to turn the volume down at 11 o'clock when my parents went to bed.
Because at 2 a.m, we could still be drinking.
Yeah,
and we'd still be laughing.
The uni years where I lived at home, I basically had the smallest bedroom as like a mini lounge.
Yeah.
So I had my TV, I had my DVDs, my whiskey, and my sofa, and
the
my computer in there.
That was great.
So we would sit in there, but obviously that was upstairs next to my bedroom.
Yeah.
And then there was obviously my parents' bedroom and the spare bedroom.
Just to be clear, his parents' house is a detached house. They're on the other side of the house, but it's still because I had back then a very deep and very loud, and so does David when he has enough in his system.
Yeah.
He gets a lot louder when there's enough in his system. Like his laugh is a lot louder. But these are nights where
sometimes transition into sort of Jimmy Carr-esque.
Yeah, it does.
Carries.
But then we had to learn to rein it in. We get playing FIFA and we're laughing, we're drinking, and we're just
Tom's that.
Yeah. Bastard shot. And that's a player for Burnley back then in 2011.
Yeah.
We drank fairly heavily, but we'd run out of samples. We just go straight for the Johnny Walker Black. We go for whatever's on your tray. It was either Johnny Walker Black, Jameson's, or
something.
Jura, yeah.
At that point, yeah.
Those were the 3 on his tray.
Penderyn, but Penderyn.
That was a FIFA whiskey.
Yeah.
That was first or second. Jameson's was second, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Penderyn was the first.
Penderyn was the first because we just took a punt on it. As
with the punt. It was a punt. We went back there for the Jamison.
That was one of the best punts we've ever taken.
The Jamison.
Penderyn.
The Jamison.
For 27 quid.
David, the Jamison.
Yes.
The Jamison. For this to make sense, in Asda on the ring road of Norwich, a guy literally stood next to us and said, "It's not Jameson's, it's Jamison's." And he said it in that voice. It's not Jameson's, it's Jamison.
Bear in mind, he was saying it to someone who had been to the distillery, because I was 14 at the time.
And somebody who's had at least 5 bottles of it.
14, 13. I was too young to drink.
He was 12. He was 12.
I've been to the distillery and had several bottles, as had Meg at that point. We kind of looked at each other and went,
we looked at each other because we were going around there we were looking not just the whiskey, we were getting something else.
Cider as well.
Yeah. Because we were at your parents' that night. Because we didn't go there for my food. We go to Co-op for me.
Yeah.
Because I live near a Co-op and a Tesco Fiveways.
Yeah, we used to go to the Asda on the way back.
Yeah.
You need some.
Yeah. So we went there for your parent to go there.
Yeah.
And that's how we started with the tasting thing. The samples is a running gag with us because we just buy them, and we've got so many
Yeah.
And I've got more, so I'm more than happy. That's why we want to do these.
We don't need to buy any whiskey samples for probably about 6 months.
We're going to, though.
Yeah, because we could. The problem we have is we can't regularly do this, but we have enough samples to do one of these a month.
Yeah.
For 6 to 8 months.
The plan will be to try and sort out audio on David's end, if possible.
Yeah.
If the lapel mic works, that's a shout.
My Yeti
Mic Mini
gave me has the power is broken. It just won't stay connected.
It'll have to come here, and I'll have to look into it because I'll have to work on that. But anyway, yeah. We got into it because of David, by chance, noticing something on Master of Malt. And Master of Malt have been very good to us over the years. Yeah. We're not sponsored, no matter how many times we've been told we
wish we were, because we could get free whiskey.
We wish we were. Yeah. Yes. I would love to be sponsored by them, of course. But no. But over the years, we bought many samples from them. I bought some recently from them, in fact. It's just
offers at Christmas.
Yeah, we did the seaweed nails. Seaweed nails. Remember we sat there in the living room and we went and bought 3 bottles.
Flash deal.
You bought the black bottle, didn't you?
Yes, the Black Friday Kalila.
Yeah. You gonna collect that or not?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't feel like.
That's like my Pamela Goulian. I don't see the point in opening it right now. It's very limited. You can't get it anymore.
But they've always been good because there's so much stuff that a lot of the time you can.
Also, their customer service is, as we earlier stated, they are very passionate. And helpful.
I mean, I pay for Master Malt Prime, but because I was I got offered it as an early adopter, so I pay half the price for it than what they charge normally.
See, I probably would if I hadn't lost my first account.
Yeah. So I keep that going because that gets me free next day delivery, basically. So if I order something, it's basically free next day delivery, which is like £5 a go.
That's brilliant.
So that saves you.
That does. Yeah. I do still use them. I will admit, I do use the Whiskey Shop for the digital dram sets.
Yeah, we've got.
But I like them because they're screw top. The bottles are a bit easier to work with.
They come in a nice little case, don't they?
That too. Easy to store.
They also fit through the door. Master Malt ones tend not very easily.
They would here if it wasn't like DPD just like to knock and ask for a verification. My sister goes to the door and is like 220584. In an exasperated. The thing is, the lady now who delivers doesn't bother. She knows my sister. She's like, "Is this for your brother?" Yes. Take it. Just take it. Anything. Photo. It's here.
Yeah.
Anyway, have you sent it?
No, because I didn't know if you had. So
I have, yes. Do you want to send that? Tell me what you think, because there's no burn. It's just sweet, pleasant, lovely, goes down easy. It's nice. David and I are going to be looking into buying some Compass Box.
It's lively. It
is, yeah.
There's no burn.
Yeah.
But there's warmth.
Yeah,
no burn.
there is, yeah.
There's a little bit of strength, but you can tell it's not as strong as the others.
Oh, yeah, no.
A little hit of some of the fruit.
People might not believe this, but while we don't obsess over ABV, it's important to note it does become more obvious when the ABV is lower. Okay, so while we have mentioned 46 a preference, some of the best flavoured bottles we've had were 40.
Although we should say that preference is not because we like 46% whiskey.
No.
It's just because a lot of what we've tried, I would say over the last 18 months, have been more at that percentage than anything else.
But we have done a cast strength thing, and that threw us a little because it's a lot stronger. But I mentioned the casting on purpose because when we did the port stream on Not Worth the Cork, number 9, the Bushmills won. Bushmills is 40. It is the closest resembling in flavour to that of port. And that's important.
We even had port to compare against.
Shut up.
Have we still got that?
Your dad does.
Oh, my dad's. My dad's better.
I know he does because he told me.
No,
he literally walked up to me he went up to me in the garden and he went, "So I hear you like port now?" And I'm like, "Who told you?" Slander. That is slander. I will sue them for defamation. You mean defamation? No, defecation. Defamation. To be clear, I do not drink wine. But I did thoroughly enjoy a glass of tawny port. Although you did see me shoot it.
Yeah.
And I thought maybe you might have thought then he shot it. That might mean he doesn't like it. And then
Your dad liked it as well.
But the thing is, he looked at it quizzically. And I was kind of the same. And I was like, I'm really irritated here. Because I actually thought it was delicious. So tawny port made by Coburn.
Yeah.
No CK. It's all silent. It's spelt the way David's just written in the chat on my account, bitch. It's spelt like that, but the CK in the middle is silent. It's Coburn. Well, David never bothered to correct me. Although, to be fair, this makes sense, because for decades, he's never bothered to tell me he prefers David, so go figure, he wouldn't tell me Cockburn wasn't correct either. Anyway, we finished with the sample of the Compass Box. It is absolutely delicious. If you have any questions, give you like a minute to ask. I know some of you are driving and others are on holiday, being lazy. But if you have anything to ask, please consider it. But thank you, Hydro Ocean, for that question. We really appreciate that, because it is one of those things where I don't
Actually, I don't think we've been asked that before. We've had the like, how did you get into whiskey? And
Yeah,
we've
because
not had the actual whiskey
the
tasting.
thing is, how I got into it was because of you. Because I wasn't, I bought it as birthday whiskey at 24, but I only bought it because of you.
Yeah,
Whereas with you, you went back to Jameson's. Yet there was Jameson's in my optic
Yeah.
because I bought it.
yes,
It might have been the very first bottle I ever bought, except for the Jacob I got for someone for their birthday when I was 18. For my stepdad, it was like a hip flask bottle. And don't worry, a shitski whiskey's happening in the future. Stream. It's going to be a
yeah.
brutal
We've
stream.
discussed Shitsky whiskey, and we also had the idea the other night for the like value whiskey, so like Tesco, Aldi, and doing a comparison.
You just rock up with a Glenmarnock.
Well,
Interesting
yeah.
answers. Well, I'm glad you enjoy it. I really hope you enjoyed this this stream, this VC. The audio will be on playback because I'm recording as we speak. We will be putting it on the server once I've sexified it tomorrow. Thank you all for joining us, guys. We really appreciate it. We're going to go now because we want to watch Bad Boys and eat food and no more whiskey, unless David wants something. But otherwise, we're
I'm
good.
just going to look and see. Yes, there are whiskies available to buy that are worth more than my flat.
Are they called McCullens by chance? Yeah, that's almost as much as one of the one-bedroom flats in town.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, thank you for joining us, guys. We will see you all in a few weeks. Actually, we're doing one on August the 10th
Yes.
in Norwich. It'll be a Tamdu set. It's actually in the bar.
In the bar above because we'd actually planned that one.
Yeah, we
this
did.
one was somewhat impromptu.
This is impromptu because the holiday plans changed for the camping. Again, thank you so much.
Yeah.
This will be up on here tomorrow once I've done my bit. We'll see
Thank you for
then.
being here. Thank you for the donation. Appreciate your time and your hopefully entertaining whiskey meandering.
Meandering, I like that. Yes. I'll put that my word of the day. Mr. Mellifluous.
Jaunty.